You know, folks, when I watch Bob Schuett's or Bob Thomas's, provide the link to his channels here on YouTube and Balloon. When I watch his videos, I find them entertaining. I really do. I'm not going to lie about that. They're very entertaining. They definitely have a lot of reference, and you can tell maybe he has some kind of an association with certain people like Spoonie, Noah Otwell, and maybe Linkara, and a few others. But I was watching one of his reviews yesterday on my Xbox. There are certain reviews you can watch on the Xbox now, or the PS3, or PS4, Xbox One, or even the Wii U. Well, not the Wii U, but still. There are certain reviews you could watch, if you know what I mean. Just certain reviews. So anyway, I was watching several of his reviews yesterday. And I noticed that one of his reviews he did was done this past February. And it was a DC Showcase Presents comic from back in, obviously, the 80s, maybe, basically the 80s, if not the 70s, but 70s, 80s, whatever you want to call it. And it involved Wonder Woman and Superman. And he did it was a decent review. He touched upon the fact that now, in the new continuity, the new rebooted continuity, or soft retcon, reboot, whatever you want to call it, of DC, the whole possibility of Wonder Woman and Superman being together as a couple is indeed reality. Now, I know that would piss off a lot of fans that still look at Lois and Superman as a couple, and, in some, continuities, some media formats, they still are. You can't deny that. You take a look at Man of Steel movies, you take a look at the Superman direct-to-video movies, before Flashpoint Paradox and Justice League War. But you take a look at all that, and it's pretty much confirmed that Lois and Superman are a couple. I mean, heck, you take a look at All-Star Superman. For Lois's birthday, he pretty much gave her, for about 24 hours, the temporary use of Superman powers and made her Superwoman. But point is this. Everybody wants to know why Superman and Wonder Woman were finally and officially put together in the new 52, in this new continuity of DC Comics. Why did it happen? And most importantly, why do certain pairings in comics come together whether we like it or not? It's basically the way I look at it, and this is just my theory as a fan that reads comics, not a lot, but not as much as I used to, but collects and reads comics. It's called basically, I guess you could say it's called opposites attract, in a sense. You might say, well, that doesn't apply to Superman and Wonder Woman, they're practically the same. Ah, yes, they are, but there are some opposites about them that attract them to each other. And that is the same thing with a lot of other people, a lot of other characters in DC. Batman, Catwoman, opposites attract. Boom, there you go. Things like that. I mean, these are things that you got to look at, but there's certain reasons. And sometimes you might say it's fan service, and it is. Maybe when they did the New 52, they figured, you know what, fans have been begging for for us to make Superman and Wonder Woman an official couple. Let's just go ahead and do it. And that's what they did. They officially made them a couple. You know what I mean? They officially made them a couple with the New 52 situation. I mean, heck, you go back to the whole Dark Knight Strikes Back deal, there you go. But the point is this. The point is this. Whether you like how a couple gets together or not, or why a certain couple appearing in the comics occurs, it's basically it's done not just for the fans that have been wanting to see it happen, but it's done for the fact that it progresses the story. Now, you take a look at something like Disney. Pretty much everybody knows in Disney, that anytime they do a feature film, animated feature film or whatever, they end up always putting the hero with the attractive female. Or with the lead female, if you will. Well, not lead female, but the attractive female. You get the idea. You take a look at a lot of the movies, they do that. You take a look at something like Wreck-It Ralph. Boom. There's an example there. True, Fix-It Felix and Sergeant Calhoun may have not been the main hero and heroine, but they were like up there as far as video games go as the main heroes in the video games. What do? Boom, you put them together. That's what Disney did. You take a look at Frozen. You pretty much know that when Kristofferson and Anna meet up and they're going to go look for Elsa, you pretty much know Kristofferson and Anna are going to get together. You pretty much know that. You pretty much know that because when you see her interact with Hans, it's like you feel something's not right, something's up. And indeed it is. So that's why when you see Kristofferson and Anna, it's pretty much confirmed right there. Oh, they're going to be together by the end of the film. And they are. Then you take a look at, other examples throughout Disney. You take a look at, let's say, Beauty and the Beast, one of the best Disney films of all time. Pretty much you already know, despite how the relationship starts out, you pretty much know they're going to be together. It's Beauty and the Beast. You pretty much know they're going to be together. Same with The Lion King, whether you like it or not. No matter how much they played it off when they were cubs, you pretty much knew, oh yeah, when they get older, Simba and Nala are going to be together. Boom. There you go. These are just examples out there. I mean, take a look at another Disney show, Goggles, if you will. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. You pretty much knew almost right from the beginning when Elisa met Goliath that Disney was going to try the hardest, if you will, to put these two together as a pairing. And they did. They did it. You saw that. You pretty much saw that already. My point is this. When these things happen, they happen to advance the story, to advance the environment, to advance the franchise, if you will, the series as you know it. To make it either better in the eyes of some fans, or in the eyes of some fans, make it worse. When I read the Archie Comics adaptation of Ninja Turtles, and they put Raphael with Ninjara, you pretty much really didn't see that coming, right? Well, if you would have read the first appearance of Ninjara in the comics, yeah, there were subtle hints that I think they were planning to put these two together, and boom, what do you know? She joins him, bam, she becomes his girlfriend. End of story. As crazy as it sounds. But here's the thing, though. As much as we as Ninja Turtle fans don't like seeing it and don't like being reminded of it, Archie Comics did not let the relationship last. Yeah. The relationship actually only lasted, when you think about it, for about 40-something issues. 41 issues just about 41 issues. That was it. 41 issues plus any special, any 48-page monthly or bi-monthly specials or tri-monthly specials or annuals, and that was it. Nothing else. They ended it. And now when you take a look at IDW, pretty much it looks like they're doing something similar with Raphael and a mutant fox named Eloplex. So, yeah, sometimes it's something you don't see coming or you don't expect to happen, and yet it does. And sometimes when it happens, it doesn't usually always last. But they do it because they want to see how fans will accept it. And when Raphael and Ninja got together, fans accepted it. They liked it. And I'm not sure about the whole Raphael and Eloplex deal right now, but they're doing it because they want to see how fans will react. Same thing with the 2012 series. They want to see how fans are going to react if they tease the possibility, and boy have they teased it more often than ever in this season, of a possible April O'Neil, teenage April O'Neil, and Donatello relationship. Yeah. They pretty much have gone beyond teasing that. You take a look at My Little Pony, Friendship and Magic. How many times do you have to tease the fact of Spike and Rarity? How many times? Until eventually, someday down the line, the creator's going to be like, you know what, let's just make them a couple and be done with it. It's pretty much seeing how the fans react. And when you look at Spike and Rarity's little relationship that could end up being official someday down the line, could be, fans are accepting of it. They like it. They want to see it become official. Heck, you pretty much got a sort of a tease or a hint that it could be official about a season or two ago. I mean, it's basically like Hasbro. Just make it happen. Just let the creators do it. And you know, that is the thing about with comics. That is why you have Wonder Woman and Superman together. It's because they want to see how fans are going to react to that now being official. You know, when they did Batman and Catwoman, starting with Batman Returns, and maybe even earlier than that in the comics, they want to see how fans are going to react to that. Sonic and Sally, one of the most controversial couples in the history of comics. Very popular, very beloved by fans seeing them together when they see them together. And yet controversial by other fans because fans pretty much don't like Sally and they don't understand the dynamic of impact that SatAM had and continues to have. And yet fans like seeing Sonic and Sally together because it's something that was established 20 years ago. And no matter how much Archie tries to hide it right now, there is no doubt that they're going to be testing the waters once again with Sonic and Sally together. And fans know that. Fans pretty much know that. That they're going to do that again. They're going to go in that direction. Just don't know when, but it's going to happen. I mean, when they did Antoine and Bunny, they put them together surprisingly in about, I think, what was it? Issue 46? When they officially put them together in issue 46, did anybody think they were going to last this long? Did anybody expect Antoine and Bunny's relationship to go beyond 200 issues? To go up to what is basically now, 254 issues this month? Did anybody expect that? No. And that was all because they were testing the waters and seeing if they could finally give Antoine a relationship, give him a life, if you will. And who better to give him one than Bunny? The thing is, folks, the possibilities for these kind of things are there and are currently being done. You know, you take a look at, Cyclops and Jean Grey. When the X-Men first began, you were wondering, not wondering, but Marvel decided, hey, let's test the waters. Let's put Cyclops and Jean Grey together as a couple. And truly, let's put some obstacles in front of them and see what happens. And that's been one of the longest lasting relationships in comics, despite its retcons and reboots and all that. Heck, even when they done the whole thing with Cyclops and Emma Frost, did anybody see that coming? No. They were testing the waters. They wanted to see how fans would react. The point is, the reason comics do this, folks, is to see how you will react. To see how you will take to this couple being paired together. These two characters being paired together. That's about it. It's all about fan reaction, to see how fans will react. Whether it'll be a positive reaction or a negative reaction. You know, it's things like that. You know, when you take a look at Spider-Man, here's a good example here. When they paired him with Gwen Stacy originally, fans accepted Gwen. They liked Gwen. Even in the retcons and the reboots, even in the new movies, they liked Gwen because she was ideal for him. I mean, she was everything that if you were someone in Peter Parker's shoes, you were happy to have in a girlfriend, in a future, in a future wife, if you will. But did that last long? I'm sorry, I got a little tongue-tied. But did that last long? No. Because what did they do? They decided in the 1970s or 80s, I gotta look at when it officially happened, what year officially happened. They decided then, and decided recently in the movies, and they decided in their own different unique interpretations that Gwen was going to get killed off and stay dead for the rest of history. And that's what happened. Sure, it wasn't like, oh, we're just going to break them up. No, it just, poof, died out. Then you take a look at his relationship with Mary Jane. Here's one of the longer lasting comic book relationships out there. And yet, because of the very controversial and very hated One More Day concept, it didn't last long, and they're trying to rebuild on that. Believe it or not, they're trying to slowly rebuild on that in some ways. Heck, they would even break Spider-Man off, and just like with Sonic, they would pair him off with another female. And that was Felicia Hardy, the Black Cat. Did that last long? No. Because they decided, hey, let's put Felicia Hardy, Black Cat, with Morbius. The point is, folks, in closing, let me say this. The point is this. The reason these pairings happen in comics, the reason couples come together, the reason comic book couples happen is just for fan reaction. It's to see how fans will react to this couple getting together in the comics or any kind of medium, but mostly comics. And sometimes, like I said earlier, the reaction will be positive or it could be negative. And if it's negative, of course, they're going to switch things back. If it's positive, they're going to continue going with it. And basically, that is why this happens. So, that is why basically comic book couples happen. Basically, for fan reaction. And that's all I'm going to say, folks. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. And I'm going to go get ready for work now. Peace out. God bless. But I'd love to hear from you guys in a video response.